Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. Also, welcome to paradise. I am in Rosemary Beach, Florida. It is one of the last days of our vacation, actually. I decided to start this vlog today because I wrongly assumed we would be able to hang out on the beach today. The reason I haven't really been filming, besides just some beautiful B-roll clips for y'all, is that the weather has been frankly horrible. It's rained every day we've been here. I haven't been too bummed about it. I obviously, with my complexion, can't be out in the sun all day every day, but it is a little sad that I've been hanging out inside for the majority of my vacation. That being said, I've been crafting some what I consider to be beautiful merch for the channel here. I'm actually very excited about it. Some of it is Chandler specific, obviously, but the majority of it is just reader specific or inside jokes with the channel, you know what I mean? So I think it should be things that y'all are excited about, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I put off doing merch for a long time because I was surely no one cares about my merch, and I didn't want to have a bunch of stuff with just my name plastered all over it. There's one embroidered sweatshirt that has my logo on it, but I've seen other creators make merch, and I've purchased it and have really enjoyed it, and I was you know what, I want to make some of my own, so I did that, and I'm working on it still, but excited about it and excited to show y'all that. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here and introduce you to this vlog. It's gonna be mostly B-roll centric, obviously, with some voiceovers, kind of like the New York vlog. What else can I tell you? Oh, Fourth Wing. I have been reading Fourth Wing. I told y'all and I promised y'all that I would update you and or finish Fourth Wing in this vlog, and I have an hour left of the audiobook. Technically 3 hours, but I listen at 3 times speed, obviously. And y'all, I am gagged and gooped at the goofiness of this story. It just keeps getting funnier to me. If you haven't seen my initial thoughts on Fourth Wing, go and check out my New York vlog. I talk about it a little bit more there, but essentially, I don't want to spoil it, but I thought this was kind of funny and something to share. Dragons in this book, I guess, telepathically pass on their horniness, which I was not expecting. I'll let you know that right now. Our heroine in the book, I picked up the book, and immediately she's pulsating with desire and is confused as to where these feelings are coming from, and we discovered that the feelings are actually coming from her dragon, who is boning a female dragon. So that's how things are going. Romance is certainly romancing. We've had some intimate scenes. Also had kind of a proclamation of love, maybe, or maybe that's just been in her head so far. Not entirely sure. But what I do know is that even though the romantic relationship has been developed over time, even though we're supposed to believe in their chemistry, I'm not super impressed. I feel we were leading to the place where she was gonna be oh yeah, I really have feelings for this man who's gonna graduate soon. But at the same time, I'm sort of it sort of feels out of nowhere. I don't know. I'm reading it. It's a book that I'm reading. I'm also... Did I just finish a book? I don't know, y'all. I've been kind of all over the place with reading. I haven't read that much on this vacation, but I'll update you in the next clip, more about my reading. And I think my little sister has some stuff to say about the book she's reading as well. But in the meantime, I thought I could do a little cute montage recap of sort of what we've been doing over the past few days. We have gotten to hang out on the beach a couple of days. We've gotten some really good food, and overall it has been fun despite the rain. So enjoy that, and then I will check back in with y'all once I've read a little bit more, and also just once we decide to do some other exciting stuff. So we started our day bright and early on Saturday and ended up landing in Florida around 1. Got to our rental around 1:30, and it was a super cute place in the heart of Rosemary Beach, pretty close to a lot of the eateries, and we decided that we would go to Cowgirl Kitchen first. It was our first stop. It is something that we do pretty much every time we come to Rosemary Beach. This is a place that's pretty special to us in general. We have been going for over a decade at this point, and it has a lot of fun, special memories. Cowgirl Kitchen being one of them. It is one of the first places we go every time that we come to Rosemary, and we are in love with their queso and in love with their pizzas. Getting pizzas on the first day is definitely something that we look forward to. We didn't do much for the rest of the day, but we took it easy and kind of went down to the beach and just got to look at it. We didn't actually set out on the beach. The next day, Sunday, we started our day bright and freaking early. My sister's very much on her hot girl walk shit. And while I respect it, I must place emphasis on the hot, because I was dripping sweat at 8:30 in the morning. That might not be early for you, but for me, 8:30 is when I am lounging in bed most days. So this was an early start for me. Spencer's a newly formed fit girl, and I thought maybe I would be that girl on vacation as well. Frankly, the activewear that I ended up bringing really just got used to walk from place to place in Rosemary Beach. I went on one hot girl walk, and that is the one that you are seeing right now. But it was really fun to get to walk around and just kind of see everything. It had been a couple of years, honestly, since I had been in Florida, and it was just nice getting to see the quiet and the calm before everybody was out and going to the beach. I will say I was a little disappointed this morning because I was really looking forward to an inaugural stop over at the Donut Hole, which is like our favorite place in all of Florida to eat at. But my sister, again, with her like newly formed love of being fit, decided that we should go to Pliables, which is a place where you can get blended fruit and the like. I, however, am not a rabbit, so I decided to get oatmeal instead of blended fruit. Was this a brilliant idea? Not so much. Did not solve my heat problem. However, it did fill me up, and for that I am thankful. After that, we ended up hitting up the beach for a couple of hours and really just got to enjoy the coast. I will say this day was a little bit weird in the sense that the water wasn't as blue as it was some of the other days that we were there. It ended up raining later that day as well, but overall it was a great first true day in Rosemary Beach. Moving on to Monday. Monday was kind of a wash in a literal sense, but I did in fact get the holy grail of all breakfast food. If you're ever in Florida, especially near Destin or Santa Rosa Beach or Inlet Beach, might I recommend the Donut Hole. It is a supreme eatery, not just for the donuts, which are pretty good, but for the incredible breakfast food. Their home fries, in my opinion, are the stuff of legend. I think about them in my dreams, and this day I got a sausage and cheese omelet with those home fries and a side of biscuits, y'all, and they were sublime. I could honestly wax poetic for the entirety of this voiceover about this simple fare, but it was fantastic. And I love the Donut Hole because it's not pretentious, it's not fancy stuff. I'm not really into the fancy stuff. It was really good. And did it rain the rest of the day? Yes. But did we get a beautiful sunset? Also yes. So mostly a great day, again, in Rosemary Beach. Tuesday, in contrast to Monday, was probably our busiest day. We ended up spending the first half of it on the beach, which is where I ended up listening to a lot of Fourth Wing. This is another day, too, where we got to really just soak up the nice weather. On Monday, we were at the beach, but only for about an hour or two before the rain came for us. But Tuesday, we were able to spend a very good portion of the day on the beach. As you can see, my sister was busy taking selfies before we ended up on the beach, but we had a really, really good time. Again, I listened to the majority of Fourth Wing when I was on the beach today, and the day didn't stop there. The day got even busier. We ended up traveling around some of the little shops in the sort of town square area. I don't know exactly what it's called, but we're looking at a lot of cute souvenirs. I ended up getting a hat, which you'll probably see in later clips, and my sister ended up getting a sweatshirt. I can't help but love the branded stuff here. I always end up getting myself a new Comfort Colors t-shirt, and I can't say that the Comfort Colors t-shirts here didn't inspire my merch a little bit. So overall, a successful shopping day. I also popped into one of the little shops, I think it's called Pish Posh Patchouli or something like that, and got a new perfume. Because why not treat yourself on vacation? And then we rounded off our night by going to Galleon's, which is a fancy restaurant that my sister decided that we just had to go to. She's really into dressing up, getting wine, etc. And I can't say that is me, again. It's the kind of place where you get a half chicken, And I have a bone to pick with the half chicken, pun fully intended. Because for me, if I'm gonna eat chicken, I want it to be fully fried. I don't want half chicken with some veggies. It's just not me. It's simply not me. I'm a donut hole, basic bitch kind of girl. Though I will say this carrot cake that was the size of my head did make up for the half chicken experience. Wednesday is the lost day. I'm pretty sure I slammed this ironically named diet plate and then went into a food coma for the rest of the day. And you know what? I'm not upset about it. I think I also made merch that day, and it was mostly rainy as well, so, those are my favorite vacation days, frankly, the ones where I get to do absolutely nothing. Thursday came around, though, and I made a miraculous recovery from that food coma by ingesting blended fruit. I know, I'm coming around to it. It was admittedly very good. And then we spent the rest of the day mostly on the beach, and then I went in from being outside for almost all day. Didn't want to get too sunburnt, and I made some merch. On our last day in paradise, I went on what I would consider the hottest hot girl walk I've ever been on yet, all the way to Alice Beach with Spencer, of course. We ended up stopping at this really cute little coffee place. I think it's called Fontville Press. But since I don't drink iced drinks, I was downing a hot chai while my sopping, sweaty thighs left behind a nice little treat on the chair I was sitting at. And the rest of the day, we just took it easy. We went to the beach for a final time, and then we capped off our experience by going to the rooftop bar at the Pearl and having drinks, and by drinks I mean queso for me and wine for my sister, while we talked about life and other things. It was a great end to the vacation. Hello from the Tesla. As you saw in that last clip, I got a new car and it feels pretty fucking good, not gonna lie. Hayden obviously drove to the airport in it and I got to drive her home and it just feels good. It feels real nice. I never thought that like not super rich people could own one of these babies, but there's really good like tax incentives right now. And also I got a really good trade-in for my car, and so she's pretty affordable, for the record. In the next vlog, I will be Yosifying her and putting some like cute stuff in here. I think that's one of the things I like about Teslas, is that like you can make them cute because they're like a blank canvas, you know? Mm-hmm. I already put in this right here, this like center console cover, and I think she looks pretty cute. And yeah, there's other stuff I'm gonna do, so stay tuned for that. I wanted to hop on and just like, I don't know, kind of close out the vlog, kind of talk about books. I did end up reading some stuff and thought we could chat. I honestly don't believe it either, because I really did not read very much on that vacation. It's also why I didn't vlog very much on the vacation. I didn't have much to talk about, and it didn't go like totally according to plan. It was still beautiful. I had a really good time, but it just like wasn't really the vibe to pull out the camera and vlog, you know what I mean? I had it more fun just relaxing, but I did finish a book. And wow, The Housemaid. I don't even remember the author's fucking name. I'll put the book right here.
I really like the sound of it already.
The Housemaid?
Yep.
Why is that?
Just continue.
It's a thriller.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a romance called The Housemaid.
The Housemaid.
Okay.
No, there's actually a book by E.L. James, the author of 50 Shades of Grey, called The Mister, and it's about a housemaid who falls
like
for her employer.
Or is it like MR? Like Mr.?
M-I-S-T-E-R. The Mister.
Like you're misting?
You know, like spelling out MRs.
No, yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. This book. I decided to pick it up because I noticed, you know, Goodreads did another one of their lists, and it's like the top 40 most popular books being read for the Goodreads, not Choice Awards, but reading challenge.
The Kids' Choice Awards?
Like if people decide they want to do a reading challenge, right, and they set like, I'm gonna read 100 books this year, if you've signed up for that, I guess Goodreads like takes that into account and looks at all the books people are reading and picks the most popular ones and puts them on this list. 40 books, I've read almost all of them except for like 5 to 7, and most of them were thrillers and things that I seemed mostly interested in. There were only 2 literary fiction that I'm not super jazzed about. Everything else sounded pretty good. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a video about this. And The Housemaid and The Perfect Marriage are both thrillers on KU. I was like, okay, cool. Needed a change of pace. I was reading Fourth Wing, still haven't finished that, for the record. It's not very good, okay? It's not very good. A lot of fucking preamble to tell you. This book was wild, and I didn't expect to like it when I first started this book, because it opens up and you've got this woman who we are very like sympathetic towards. She's gonna be the housemaid to this like very wealthy family, and the way that she talks about her employer is like pretty fucked up at the beginning. She describes her as like being fat and mean, and I was like, okay, that's the last thing that I want to read about. A plus-size person being characterized as a villain, like that's not what we're about in 2023, right? Wasn't really feeling that, but as the story progresses, you get to see those like preconceived notions, and also like what you thought was problematic isn't problematic. It was really fun. I liked the twists and turns. It felt like a very typical thriller at the very beginning, because I was like, oh, okay, like the housemaid's gonna sleep with her employer's husband, and it's gonna be like, oh, the evil employer, and you know, whatever. But as the story continues, there's twists and turns, and it was fun. Is it the best thriller ever? No. Is the writing very good? Also no. It definitely feels like Kindle Unlimited writing, and I've never read a KU thriller before, and I'm not saying that in a shady way, because I think KU books are very accessible and easy to read. But this is definitely not like Gillian Flynn level of writing. Like, you're not gonna be super impressed by all of this, like, I don't know, just great prose and syntax. You're also not gonna be impressed by any sort of like moral sort of like, I don't know, takeaways. Gillian Flynn always has some sort of like moral message in there that you get to take away, you know? Like, Gone Girl, open to interpretation if you want to be sympathetic towards Amy or not. This book, it's pretty cut and dry, and yeah. But it's fun, and apparently there's a second book. I was kind of like, oh, that's gonna be gimmicky, but when I read the epilogue, I was like, okay, no, I fuck with this heavily, so yeah. I can't tell you that much about it because it's a thriller and I don't want to spoil things, but wow. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. I think I'll probably give it like 4 stars. On one hand, it feels too generous, but on the other hand, it's like, should I have rated this book higher? I don't know. But I had a good time with it. I have since picked up Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. It's, I think, the last book by her that I have not read. Maybe I'll do like a guide to Elsie Silver at some point, but it's also pretty decent. God damn, there's a lot of horse talk though. It's about a man who owns...
I'm out.
It's about...
I'm out already.
It's about a man who owns a horse ranch, and he is taking it over from his grandpa or something, and like the horse ranch fell into disrepair, and it has bad reputation because of like some like poor practices with the animals or some shit. And so he's like, I need to hire a new horse person. He doesn't really want it to be a woman, but she comes and works.
Well, they never do.
She comes and works for him, and they just have this like kind of antagonistic relationship. It's marketed as enemies to lovers on Goodreads, and Amazon, obviously. And you know what? It's pretty solid. It's interesting to see because I'm pretty sure this is her first book, like how her writing has progressed. I think the beginning of this book was kind of slow, but it's fun. I mean, it's Elsie Silver, so not mad about it. Again, very impressed with myself that I was able to read The Housemaid and get like 30% into Off to the Races, because I didn't start The Housemaid until like late last week. So look at me go. I think it was mostly just like, it was good, and also I fucking hate planes, so I needed something to like keep me entertained while I was in the air, and very much wanted to be on the ground. So yeah. Anything exciting to tell you? Merch is going to be out very soon. I just need to order the final proofs for the merch, and it's going to be heading my way. My goal for my merch...
and then I need to model.
He does. He needs to model. We're going to take some pictures for the site. My goal is to have like a kind of core collection of stuff that's like always available, and then to do sort of like seasonal collections. I have like one collection that's coming out at the same time as like the classics, if you will, and that'll be like the first launch. There's going to be 8 products in the classic line, and then like 6 in the... it's like romance specific line that's coming out. Very excited about it. I hope you'll like it. It's simple. Obviously, it's like me. I'm not gonna be doing all crazy designs and shit, but I am very pleased with it, and I'm excited to like get the proofs and get you to model for the site. Having him wear a shirt that just says like smut, you know, it just sounds great. I like that for you. So that's an update on that. I'm trying to think of anything else exciting. Next vlog will be more action-packed and more exciting. I am going to be... I don't want to spoil it, to be honest. Well, I have my fertility consult, which Hayden will be attending, which will be so
Spoiler alert.
So exciting. That's not the spoilery thing. Other exciting things are in the works, and I'm not going to spoil those things. But we're going to be ossifying the Tesla, and then there's something large that's happening. I'm sure you could guess. Maybe you can't. I don't know. But stay tuned, and you will see that happen. Love y'all so much. Thanks so much for watching this. Sorry it wasn't like more action-packed, but who doesn't love some like delightful beach B-roll while I flap my gums on top of it, you know what I mean? Just describing all of the things that we did. So yeah, thanks so much. Love it so much. Until next time.